Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my humble studio. My name is Guy, and I'm gonna walk you through some of the amalgam audio captures. And I'm not gonna go as thorough as Fabian, but I'm gonna try to make like a more objective and with a reference in mind, and go straight to a good tone. And you'll see that those captures really make our workflow as a professional musician, as a recording artist, or even if you just want to play guitar and get some good tones. First, I'm gonna tell about my rig. This is a Fender Strat, crafted in Japan, Lawler pickups. I'm going straight into my interface, which is a Volt 476p. The gain is on 0. There is no gain added to the interface, the input gain. My pickups are really low output, so don't worry about the input gain on the software and whatever. Just a heads up, I use my ears a lot. I don't care unless, red lights are flashing in front of my face. I don't care about where the gain is set. I'm just going for the good tone, okay? So let's start here with the Blackface Bassman, which is the latest release from Carlos, from Amalgam Audio. And let's start with some clean tones, and then we're gonna go through the other options. Whenever I come across like an amp that Carlos sent to me, I think of references. So a Blackface Bassman, what comes into mind? Philip Sayce, Steve Ray Vaughan, I can spend the whole day here talking about our artists that use those amps, but I'm trying for that stratty, throaty sound, and with, from edge of breakup forward, not a very clean tone. And if I want to, I can roll down my volume. So that's what I have in mind. And I'm gonna go through here let us see the clean settings. And I'm gonna go with Carlos' suggestion because they really work for me. My guitar is really bright, and I'm gonna go and use the warm cab setting. Let me turn down the gain here to 5. Everything's on 5, close enough. The volume here is on 7. Let's see. Just right out of the bat, a great clean sound, but it can use a little ambience. And for that, I'm not a very, keen to use the ToneX Reverb. So I'm gonna turn it on like a UAD, Universal Audio, pure plate, just for the sake of it. Sounding pretty good, just a smidge of reverb, not much, just, to give it some life. Okay, so let's move forward. Clean is not, much of a very exciting sound. I'm always going to use the warm cab because this is a very bright guitar. So, like I said, I have this sound in my head, like Philip Sayce, Steve Ray Vaughan, Eric Johnson, and etc. A throaty sound from Strat. So I'm gonna go to the edge of breakup capture. Same thing, warm cab. You can see here my input is on 10. Even if I dig in on the guitar, the input level is not gonna raise that much. So I'm far away from clipping, but I'm still getting a crunch sound. I can go even further, but I rather use the knobs on the amp. So if I want more breakup, I just come here and raise it a little bit. we're getting somewhere. Really breaking up nicely. The thing about what I like the most about amalgam audio captures is there's a little test that I do with every capture that I come across, which is the diagonal pick attack, and to see how much the compression of the amp is there. Like, when I dig in and when I back down, though it has to be like a different sound. There shouldn't be compression if I pick my right hand lightly, but still the amp has to have that sound, that breathing sound that that Edge of Breakup amps has. So what I do is like pick very lightly with the pick like in a diagonal orientation, like. Let me switch cameras here so you can see exactly what my hands are doing. So instead of this, so that shows me the touch sensitivity the capture has. And this is like, I don't know how Carlos does it, but I don't care. I just care that, it's fabulous and incredible. So we're getting somewhere. Usually when I do this, I try to play a lick or a riff that, inspire me to play with those sounds that I have in my head. Let's try different pickups here. Bear in mind, this is a very bright guitar, so if I go to the bridge pickup, I'm gonna roll down a little bit of the. This is like a tone knob that kicks in. Like if it's wide open, it bypasses the tone and goes straight to output. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna turn it on just to the pot, be turned on into the system, so I can roll it off a little bit. Okay, this might be a good configuration for lead sounds. Let's step up a notch and let's go to the crunch capture. And I think that's where I want to be. I lower down the gain a little bit. Yeah. The thing got me inspired already, so. One of the things that Carlos suggests us to do is mess with the tone thing with the EQ. To do that, I'm gonna lower a little bit of the treble, and I know I'm being repetitive, but this guitar is way too bright for this kind of capture. I'm gonna lower it a little bit of the presence so I can get like a little of the high end tamed down. So let's see how it sounds. Okay, just a little bit more. I'm gonna lower it down to about 2.7 and lower the bass a little bit because it's flubbing out, especially if I hit those low notes on the E string. Way better, way better to my ears. Let's use the guitar volume knob. You see that that peak test that I do? This is where the thing gets real. When you turn the guitar volume down, my guitar has treble bleed, so I can maintain the high end, but the compression is still there. So that's the beauty of amalgam audio captures, because it still retains the breathing of the amp. Because Carlos, captured it with so fine tuning that still, even if I lower the volume on my guitar, the compression is there. Have a listen. So I'm backing down the volume, the tone is still there. And if I want to dig in and go back to the full up volume, we're gonna have some fun. Let's go. So that's the beauty of it. We still have the compression and we still have the dynamics of the guitar volume, the input, and the touch sensitivity of my hand. I tend to choose edge of breakup captures for my clean sound because I know that I would do this with a real amp, just to the system, the whole amp, like the voltage and everything, the amp receives some juice. And then I'll roll down the volume on my guitar or with my hands. So I think we got our basic tone for our rhythm section, and I think I have an idea for a riff. This is kind of a Philips Sayce thing. Something like that. I will, develop that idea, which I liked very much. Even for the rhythm sound, I think it's too much compression because it's the crunch setting. So I'm gonna roll down the volume a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna save this as a preset so I can, load it up on the real track. Let's go for the lead sounds because every song has to have a lead sound, or else what's the point of living? So I'm going for probably the dimed capture here. Dimed, nice word for a guitar amp. Let's see how it, let me back off the gain here, go back the treble. And I know this, it's gonna still be like a bright capture. So I'm gonna leave the presence down, okay? Just for the sake of it, because I know Carlos captures and I know my guitar, so I know that the presence flat will be too much for this guitar. To my other guitars, sometimes I don't mess around with it. I use my ears. I don't care about numbers or whatever. So let's go for that normal timed warm cab. Let's see. this is insanely dynamic. The dimed capture, it still retains the tone of the amp if I roll down the volume, or if I don't, and if I just play super lightly. It still has the clean sound. And let's see how it works with the gain up to 7. Back up the bass a little bit more because, you know, more gain, more bass, things tend to be, you know, flubby and, you know, crap out. I don't want that. And let's see how that sounds. Right, I'm getting somewhere. I'm gonna turn on a tape echo delay from Softtube, just to give me a little slack when I'm soloing. You know, I'm not that polished as a player, so let's see how that sounds. Don't mind my mistakes. I'm just, you know, messing around, trying to have some ideas for the solo section. So that's it. I think we got our lead tone, maybe a little bit more delay, so, you know, I can confuse your ears for you to think that I am extremely polished guitar player, but I'm not. I'm gonna show you another thing that I usually do on my recordings, and using whatever amp that Amalgam releases, which is kind of, you know, what I already did here, like adding some reverb and adding some delay. And let me mute this so you don't have to deal with the noise. So what I usually do also is adding a touch of compression. It's not much. It doesn't. It doesn't. You know, get in the way of the tone. It's just for the mix sake. I'm not an engineer. I'm not, far from it. But, you know, just for you to experience a more in-your-face guitar sound, I use a lot of the LA2A compression from Universal Audio also. So I'm gonna go back to my other preset, the crunch, and I'm gonna, you know, just show you the difference between the compressed sound that I use and the non-compressed sound, and you see that it's a tiny difference. It's just, you know, for the guitar to be lifted a little bit within the mix. So I loaded up the compression here, the LA2A from Universal Audio, and you're gonna see that the needle is barely moving. It's just for the you know, the times that I hit guitar too hard and it kind of compensates for the peaks, and there's some tone to it. Believe it, whether you like it or not, plugin stuff, they had some character, which, you know, I can hear the difference. And one more time, I'm not an engineer and I can hear the difference. So this is just for the guitar to be lifted a little bit within the mix. So this is no compression, and I'm gonna turn it on and play the same riff. Let's go. Especially on those low end where, you know, it really tames it down, the guitar. I could use a little bit more so the high notes are, you know, are also compressed, but you know, it sounds good to me. It's fine. do it with your ears, not your eyes. So. And especially, I don't want it to compress when I'm playing softly, like when I'm playing, with a light pick attack. I want the sound to be as pristine as I can. So let's see, and I'm gonna save this the lead sound here. So let's see what I will come up with a riff, and using those tones, the crunch and the lead. I hope you enjoyed it. This is more like a for you guys to get to know me. I usually have my poker face on when doing videos from Carlos. But yeah, this is a way of showing you guys what I do when I get my hands on whatever, capture from Carlos, from Amalgam Audio, which to my ears, there's nothing like it. It's like, it's a no-brainer. It has it all. And this is like plug and play. I didn't do anything like, I just, everything is barely on 5, and the thing started to sound. It uses some tricks, used my ears to tame it down, the frequencies that I don't want to be highlighted, but they are there. So that's the real thing about those captures. They feel under your fingers like a real amp, and I think you agree with me that they sound like a real amp, a recorded amp, a great amp. So I will see you again on the next demo and playthrough, and I hope you enjoy the track that I will come up with. See you later, guys.